Well, let me tell you something, brother.
We're a bunch of marks.
Woo! Oh, yeah! And get some man!
Welcome to Marks and Smarks. My name's Jose Sands. I'm here with
Hollywood Marcus
and
Big Ralph.
We're here to talk about this week in wrestling, what could have been, what should have been, and what was. Gentlemen, did anybody watch NXT Blackpool?
I did.
You did? What did you think of the show overall?
I thought that for the first NXT UK takeover, it was outstanding. The tag team match for the new US NXT UK Tag Team Champions, I think, was the match of the night. The women's match is better than anything they're doing on the main roster. Kudos to Rhea Ripley and Toni Storm, who I'm surprised won, which we'll talk about later.
I guess she didn't get in trouble for those leaked pictures that we talked about last week.
Vince probably congratulated her
and kudos. Yeah.
Considering what we've seen on SmackDown and Raw this week, Vince is probably like, that's what I'm talking about, Tony. Finn Balor made a surprise.
Jesus Christ.
Finn Balor made a surprise appearance, was, I guess, went over really well considering he's from the United Kingdom, Ireland. It was a good match with Devlin. And Pete Dunne, he never fails. He put on an astounding match, as always. I think that match went, 35 minutes, something like that? It was a damn good match. And he's, 600 days and counting, over 600 days and counting as the NXT UK champion, so... Yeah, it was an outstanding pay-per-view or network special, as they call it these days.
What was the match of the night?
Mustache Mountain in the tag team match.
And they didn't win, right? I remember seeing the results. They didn't win that one.
No, they didn't win, but Trent Seven and Tyler Bate, man, they're a hell of a tag team.
Absolutely. I loved it when they won the NXT Tag Team Champions against the Undisputed Era. I think that was one of my honorable mentions when we did our year-end. Just phenomenal stuff. They know how to put on a program. They know how to tell a story. And then, if me reading it correctly, the end of the Dunn match, they had a little surprise visitor, didn't they? Well, I guess he's not that little now, is he?
Oh, goodness, no. Walter. Walter
No last name, huh? Just Walter?
Just Walter. And I love it. You know what? I always get a little irritated when they remove the last names from people. Like Cesaro. Now you just have Andrade.
Yeah, now it's Andrade.
Big E, no more Langston. But for Walter, for whatever reason, it just works. It's just like, hey, Walter. That's Walter.
I mean, did you really care about the Langston and Big E? Really? I mean, it's Langston. It's not like it's cool or anything. It's just
I thought
Langston.
it gave him more personality.
Really?
Yeah,
the man who gyrates and pulls pancakes out of his singlet needs more personality?
Hey, man. It doesn't hurt.
Well, it might hurt getting one of those pancakes that come out of his singlet.
I mean... I'm not touching that
I
one.
mean,
I'm not touching that one either.
I think that's better than the shake they did.
With the man
Did you guys
taking the
see
shake?
Hey, but she took it like a champ.
Oh, hell yeah.
That was so wrong. That sounds so bad.
Yeah, that sounds more Brazzers than anything.
Oh.
Wow.
Okay. Sorry.
I'm going to come at you.
No, I mean...
they're going to come at you, exactly.
I want her to come at me, but at the same time, I'm sorry, Becky.
All right, so the show and it all, do you think Walter is going to dethrone the champ. You see that coming down the pike. You see that this man's going to be built like a monster, and then take away the 600-plus reign of the current UK champion, Kevin Dunn, Pete Dunne.
I think that's what they're setting up for, especially since they're referencing the length of his title reign so often, saying, hey, he's 600 this, 600 that. I think by the time the next UK special comes around, which is probably going to be WrestleMania weekend, I'm guessing that Walter becomes your new NXT UK champion. Plus, Pete Dunne just had his first child. He might want to take a little break. I mean, he's been the man for a long time.
Oh, no. Can't use that moniker.
He's
been the bloke.
There we go. He's been the chap.
He's been the chap. He's been the kiddo. I don't know if that's really something you say in UK, but, we're going with it. So, going off of NXT UK's first takeover special, Blackpool, going to the second, which would be Double or Nothing in Las Vegas, there's a lot of the AEW, promotion that's going around. A lot of talk now. They got Jericho and Pac heading to Las Vegas. They're also doing another Starcast too, so that's happening as well, which is a big podcast convention and personalities, almost like a WrestleFest. They're doing that, but the question is, since it's 17,000 people in the MGM studios or the stadium or wherever they're going to be in there, can they fill it? That's the question. Now, Chicago, the first one that they did in the All-In, was in a wrestling town. Vegas is not known as a wrestling town, or if it is, it's not known to be as rabid as those fans in Chicago. Do you think that Double or Nothing going to Las Vegas is going to be good for them, or are we looking at or do you think that with this, if they don't get it, it shows the sign of the times of what could happen to AEW and going with that promotion?
I'll throw to you, Big Ralph.
No, you can keep talking. You like talking.
Dude, I'm giving you an opportunity to express yourself, to talk wrestling on a wrestling podcast. I'm throwing it to you like a professional broadcaster. You told me to just keep talking.
Yeah.
Okay, Jose.
You give the one with the hot mic should keep talking.
Sure.
The one who knows the most.
I don't know about that, but I'll throw to Jose Sands.
Hey, I think that this is not going to derail them in any way, but it will show if they can sustain, if they have that power, if the trio of the Young Bucks and Cody and Jericho for that matter, or have the star power that is needed to keep this promotion going. You got 17,000 seats. It's not a small task to fill it. So, also you're asking people to go to Las Vegas. You're asking people to spend money to get there. Not everybody in All-In was out of town. You're doing it in May. I don't know. There's a lot of factors in it. I don't know if this will. There's so many other factors. There's so many. Do they have TV? Do they have enough people to sustain? What's their structure going to be? I mean, there's a lot of things that are going to factor into this, but I don't know if they can fill the 17,000 arena.
Guys, hold on a second. Before we continue, Killian Dane and Nikki Cross just got married.
I did not know they were dating. That was one of those, if I was going to click on one of those sites that says 10 couples in WWE didn't know we were dating, I would probably find that out. It's like Peyton Royce in the Perfect 10. Didn't know that was happening.
Interesting. Okay.
Or Selena Vega and
Aleister
Black.
Yeah.
Did not see that coming, but hey, they're a thing. Anyway, continue, Big Ralph. What were you going to say about All Elite?
No, I just have one question about AEW, and I guess it would be outside of Jericho, who is their mainstream big signing that they have? Because the Young Bucks are mostly New Japan, right? Or
Yeah,
what's the
independent.
other-
They're the
Independent.
independent darlings, I would say.
So, like, for the casual fan, what will be their big draw outside of Jericho?
Well, I mean, Cody was in WWE for at least 10 years, right? Right?
Yeah.
At least.
But
I
he was
mean, maybe
never-
less than that. And then you also have Neville, or Pac, as he's going by himself, calling himself now. So you got those
Okay.
two. Three. You got those three. Do they have the star power of, like, John Cena? No. But they have...
But they have enough. They have enough to at least get some casual fans like wondering, oh, maybe this is worth something to look at.
they're
Well,
going...
The hardcore audience will know who the Young Bucks are and who Cody got tongue tied. Who Cody is right now, right after WWE. But the casual fan, which is the crowd that you really want to try to get, because that's what's gonna keep you afloat, is you have to try to get more. I don't know if I'm saying this correct. You should try to get more names into this promotion.
Well, I'm looking at their roster right now, and you have Hangman Page, Brandy Rhodes, Britt Baker, girlfriend of Adam Cole. You have Jericho, SCU, South California Uncensored, which is Christopher Daniels, Scorpio Sky, and Kazarian, Cody, Joey Janela, the Bucks, of course, MJF, Maxwell, Jacob Friedman, Pac, Penelope Ford. So, I mean, out of those people, your biggest name is going to be Jericho. I think Jericho is what gets you the headlines, is what gets you the initial, oh, hey, Jericho's here, let me watch. And then once they actually see the product and see everybody else wrestle, I think that's what keeps them.
They are trying to cater to a certain demographic, and the kids are not that demographic, so they're
Nope.
not going to get that audience. That audience is not who they're shooting for. They're shooting for that. They're shooting for the 18 to 50 something,
Yeah.
you know,
Or
the
six,
ones
Yeah.
who love the Attitude Era and that group, and the other ones that are just sick of what's going on, and WWE wants to change. So you're gonna have to see
The category that we fall into.
pretty much, and you want to see if they can maintain it. There is a market out there for that, but with TV, with going to TV, the idea of having that type of product on a cable channel and them being okay with you doing a little more risque type storylines might be a problem. And then again, we don't know. We don't know what kind of storylines they're going to do. We don't know what their business model is. We don't know who's booking and what's going on. It's all a mystery, and it's kind of interesting and it's kind of intriguing. And with that, with the idea of how they structured their payment, the women getting equal pay, all that stuff, we have a number of WWE wrestlers who are looking to asking for their release. You got the possibility of Maria and Mike Kanellis leaving. They're asking for their release. The Revival's asking for their release. There's questions about Ziggler leaving. You know, there's all those things. You know,
AJ probably doesn't want to go too.
maybe not. You know, you have all that stuff going out there, so you're like, well, what do we do? You know,
Yeah.
so maybe that's what we're seeing. What Marcus said earlier about the kind of risque moves that they're doing with the Mandy Rose and the towel going after a married man, or the somebody knocking on the door and Alexa Bliss is getting dressed. You know, giving in that factor, and is that the way to go, that little bit of riskier to keep that demographic happy, which has probably not been happy for a number of years now.
Well, okay. There's a difference between risque and edgy. So, looking at what happened with Alexa Bliss, you saw her back for what? 3 seconds. If you go on Instagram, you see a lot more than that every day. Mandy Rose, she took off her robe, but her lingerie, quote unquote, isn't more revealing than what she was in the ring. It's pretty much the same thing. So they're trying to be risque and in the process setting back the women's revolution and everything the women have been doing by like 10 years. Because they're undermining everything Asuka, Charlotte, and
No,
Becky.
I
They
disagree
really
with you.
are.
No, I disagree with you. Look,
But hold on. That's risky, but edgy is the Attitude Era minus the lingerie stuff. I think that's what Cody's more gearing towards, is those type of like storylines, like more hardcore, not even hardcore, but just more adult themed. This makes sense, like what I'm talking about, like Stone Cold Steve Austin type of stuff.
I understand that. I look. Sable was a big WWE Attitude Era, right? The girl wore
Correct.
pretty much handprints on her boobs, right? And she was over like Rover. That's an old guy saying. I realize that, but it was risque. The difference now is that you have a gifted, you have gifted women athletes as a Naomi who can put on a match, where before you had people who were actresses or fitness models trying to put on a match and just showing up in lingerie. The only one that went from fitness model to a wrestler was Trish.
Correct. It's simple. It's back then, and you could even tell that the times have changed. Back then, they were divas, and that's what they were. They were divas. They were just there to look pretty. And now they're superstars. Now they can go they can do exactly or more than what the men can do. Because there have been some female matches that are better on the card than the complete male matches that were on the card.
For the past like 6 months, yeah.
Give or take. Yeah.
But I mean, you can have that storyline in those matches or those stories where the women are, somewhat getting half dressed. Or, showing a little bit. Like you said, not even a little bit. It's pretty much what they're wearing now, just the idea that it could be more. And then you have those matches that are wrestling. It's the same thing as having the comedy wrestlers and the pure wrestlers. You have male wrestlers that do pretty much a comedy routine, and then you have the ones that wrestle, right?
See,
so it's just a different. It's a variety, and
it's a different
how can you
take.
say they're going back when they finally introduced the women's champion? Now, putting Otis Dosovich in the background, that was a little undermining of those titles right there. But I mean, other than that, they actually introduced them.
That was moronic on so many different levels.
I mean, they're teasing all the call-ups on where they're going to be. They're going to be Raw, they're going to be SmackDown.
Here's the thing, okay? So I understand your point. And if you're going to do that, do it in a way where it makes sense. Okay, so Jimmy Uso is walking to a hotel room with a camera in front of his face, right? Now, how am I supposed to suspend my...
Oh, okay. Now, wait.
No,
now,
listen, no, wait.
Let's not that...
No, listen.
You know
listen.
what you're walking into.
No, but listen.
Being in a entertainment field and a male soap opera, yes, there's gonna be a freaking camera in.
No,
his
but
face.
there was so many different ways they could have done that. Like, okay, so we're following him walking to the hotel room. He knocks on the door. He looks nervous. He gets inside of the hotel room, and there's already a cameraman there, right? Then some, like, kind of like Naomi can't see all this as it's happening. Then
just to see her cue.
But then a photographer runs out of the bathroom, snaps pictures that are already going worldwide. Like, Naomi can't see it, and it's like, dude, come on. If you're gonna do that, at least show something where the commentators say, now we have to show you this special footage given to us by Mandy Rose or whatever, where they cut to like something that happened earlier in the day or whatever, somebody like a private photographer snaps pictures of Jimmy walking to the hotel room.
You mean
know-
you're talking like when Triple H and Stephanie got married? That Triple H comes out and he's like, "Oh, let me play this video for you."
Yeah, something like that. You know what I'm saying? Just
Yeah.
don't like the Braun Strowman flipping over the limo.
You want it to be tastier, not just
It's
thrown
not a
out there
tasty
just-
subject, though.
She's
I get it.
Oh, but
Well,
it's
she probably does taste like a rose.
Oh, you get a point. You get a point taken away from you.
Or
You're already
sundown
starting
lotion,
off a
I don't
-1
know.
in our competition because of that joke.
dude.
That's fine.
That's
I'll get like what's it called? +20 for guessing something.
Yeah.
Whatever. I'm not even worried about it. But it's kind of like the Braun Strowman thing, right? He flips over a limousine, but why did we have 4 different camera angles? Why were the cameras preset? You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna do something like that, and I think that kind of diminishes Braun Strowman in a way because his character just isn't evolving. But you have 4 different camera
I
angles.
like him flipping cars, though. I mean,
I can appreciate that entertainment aspect of it, but the camera angles, 4 cameras preset, it's like, come on, dude. Like, make me believe
the
that
problem-
this wasn't staged, you know?
The problem I have with him flipping the limousine is I already saw him flipping a semi. So anything else after that is kind of like, I don't know. The semi was better.
Well, yeah.
They should have left the semi for maybe down the road before he beats Brock Lesnar.
I don't know. I just question some of their production. Why did they do some of the things that they do?
I can see your point in that, and yes, you can handle that a different way. Honestly, it would make it much more shocking,
Entertaining.
realistic, edgy, I guess. I could see your point on that, and maybe you have and it's pretty valid, and it'd probably make it more interesting. But yeah, I don't know. I don't have a comeback for that.
And you know what else?
What else?
WWE's scared. I think they're scared of New Japan. I think they're scared of Ring of Honor. I think they're scared of MLW and AEW because they're literally any of their talent that gets an offer, they're matching or doubling it. That says something right there.
True.
But they have to have it written down. They have to have proof of the offer. They just gonna say, "Yo, these people offered me this." They have to have proof of an offer, and WWE would match it. They don't want to let go of talent. They're scared. Like that's something you do when you're.
Yeah, but as talent, the question is, do you want the money or do you want the
security.
No, not even the security, but the actual to be in something, to be showcased. Because there's one thing, okay, hey, I can give you six-figure salary, right? And both of them can offer six-figure salary, let's say. But then, what if, all right, I'm Zack Ryder. Let's just take it Zack Ryder, for example, or Ty Dillinger. I'm Ty Dillinger, Zack Ryder. I'm over with the fans. I'm never on TV, right? I'm making 6 figures, but I'm not there. I'm usually used on the house shows, and if I'm doing pretty good on those. But I could go over here to AEW and probably be featured in a bunch of matches.
Yeah. Marquee matches at that.
So
What do you say, Big Ralph?
I don't know.
So I don't know if the money
I mean-
thing. I could see what giving them
I
more
mean,
money
each-
would be something, but I don't see if I'm a person that's loves my craft. Yeah, I'm doing it for the money. I can make less, still 6 figures maybe, at this company, less dates, but get featured. You know, come on.
I guess it's all a personal preference at the end of the day. It all depends on the talent.
Right. In the end, it's all the talent.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
Jericho
does
said it wasn't about the
WWE just
money.
have too many people at this point?
See, that's where I was gonna go. I think at this point they're okay losing a couple of talent because they don't showcase everybody on the when they go live. So there's a couple talent that they could, and it sounds bad, but they could let go, and they would still be fine with what they have left.
That's
And at
what I'm
least
saying.
they will get more exposure on a different what's it called?
Platform.
Platform. Yes, thank you.
So then, so all this stuff that's going on, the idea that Braun Strowman still needs work done on his elbow, right? And they put Finn Balor against Brock Lesnar. This is our Royal Rumble match. Now, everybody's excited because he won and he's going against the Beast. But in the end, we all know that he's not going to beat the Beast. Was this a good move on their part to feature him? Is he one of the guys that could jump ship?
I don't know. I have mixed feelings about that because I mean, your money match is going to be Lashley versus Lesnar. That has to be your money match. Everybody's been waiting for that since.
Or are they waiting for Seth?
I
mean,
think I think WWE is waiting for stuff. The fans, I as a fan would prefer Balor, but that's just me. As much as I like CrossFit Jesus, I don't know. I prefer the Demon.
I think it's going to be Seth versus Lesnar at WrestleMania. And I don't think Vince has enough faith. I know that Balor's in line for a push, but I don't think Vince sees Finn Balor WrestleMania main event, you know, as a money draw. I think he sees Seth versus
Because he's
Lesnar
old.
as the money, you know.
That's what happens. That's what happens when you get old. You go senile,
You know?
and then, you know, you think that you're right, but you're wrong.
Yeah, and that's why people are defecting. They're going to different companies. They're, you know,
I mean, look at the revival. When's the last time they won a championship?
Well, I mean, when's the last time they won a match? They've been going against Lucha House Party for the
they
last
beat
couple
them
of weeks.
Monday, didn't they?
I thought they lost.
Did they? I thought they
I
beat
did.
them.
See, that's another thing. I watch it on Hulu. There's a lot of matches that are not showcased on Hulu. I did not see the revivals on
The revivals.
the revival on Hulu's on my Hulu's accounts.
Oh, you have multiple.
I have multiple.
Damn, that's not money. You know,
I know. That's why I have it
you sound like Gollum.
because they're
Gollum.
precious.
I don't know. I think that. I
Okay,
mean,
yeah, the revival did beat the Lucha House Party.
Look at your talent, though. Look how deep your roster is. Like Adam Cole, Undisputed Era, Keith Lee. What's this guy's name? The King of Bros. Matt Riddle. Like, just look those people by themselves. Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, AJ, Samoa Joe, Shinsuke. You have the deepest talent pool you've ever had, but yet,
And one of the most diverse.
yeah, diverse as well. You have UK, NXT UK, NXT, SmackDown, Raw, 205 Live. Man, you have all these shows, but yet your top, I don't want to say draws because they don't draw as much as the main roster, but your top rated shows are on the WWE network and not even your two main SmackDown and Raw. And I'm just like, you have all these people, all this talent, but yet for whatever reason nothing really clicks. Or the best thing coming out of SmackDown and Raw has been Becky Lynch. And I was scared to death they were going to ruin her or like not use her right. And oh my gosh, like I'm scared for the Rumble because it's like I know her and Asuka are going to put in a good match, but what's the story behind that match? You know, they didn't pull the trigger on Rollins when they should have. Lesnar's still your champion. That's just never in a TV show. It's like with all their money, all their talent, it just seems like they're just making too many mistakes, and the ratings are suffering for it.
I think they should just let Lesnar go back to UFC full time and just have a champ. You don't have to have the champion wrestle every time, but at least parade the championship so that the other talent have something to like go for. Like, oh, I won that championship. Let me prove myself in a match.
They better give it to Rollins after he carried the whole damn show on his back for a year.
After he burned Raw down.
He burned it down, man. Monday Night Rollins, you know.
Yep.
I don't know. I guess I'm just frustrated as a fan because I remember watching Raw every Monday with my dad, and if you made me miss Raw or I was out or something, like I would be pissed. Like I had to watch Raw with my dad, and it was like you couldn't miss it. You had to watch it. You had to sit there, like everything was like, oh wow, look at that. And now it's like I just have it on the background. It's background noise. I don't really even pay attention to it. And I'm supposed to be a wrestling fan, but I'm so down on the WWE product. I'm just like, you know, I don't know. It's just me. But I speak for like I know thousands of people out there who are discouraged as well.
And wrestling seems to go into these phases, right? So we had, the 80s when it was very high, and then it went for a dip, right? Then you had the 90s that came in with the Attitude Era, then it went for a dip. And then you had a little section in there when John Cena was on the rise, and he was bringing in a lot of noise. And then now you're on the dip. Is this are we in an ascension area where we have all these great wrestling, all these promotions, all this talent out there, and now we're going to see another boom?
I think the boom is going to come from outside of WWE if it does happen.
I'm not talking wrestling in a whole. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah.
Because
yes.
Honestly, if you have that boom, and this is the sad part about it, if AEW is that boom, eyes are going to go there, but they're also going to go to what you can get available very easily, and that is WWE. So it's going to be good either way for them, no matter who sets this tone.
Do you
Correct.
think there's too much WWE, though?
Well, what's too much? If you're not a diehard fan, you're not getting a network. You're only getting two wrestling. So it's not. You only got two shows.
Yeah, because you're even missing out on the pay-per-views if you're not a subscriber.
That's true, but I mean, you can also, what do you call it? You can get them, pretty much.
If you have the right people.
If you have the right. If you have the right people.
I don't know these people, but they're out there.
Well, as an ex-Colombian, I can point you to the right people.
An ex-Colombian? How are you an ex-Colombian? You're still Colombian. It's still your ethnicity. You just got a different citizenship now.
No. I had
dual citizenship, pretty much.
No, I had to forfeit all my rights to the Colombian citizenship.
That's bullshit.
Oh!
Horse manure.
He's calling the BS on you, dude.
No, not bullshit to Ralph, but that's bullshit. You have to give up your citizenship to the country of your birth. I don't. That's horrible. Why would you make somebody do that?
Because you can only have allegiance.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure. Let's go. You can only be an ally to one country. Let's put it that way.
Dude, you're not gonna go fight for the Colombian government or something. But it's like, dude, you were born there. You lived there until you were like how old?
10.
And then they make you like give it up. That's stupid, man. You know what?
Huh? Well, that's besides the point. Let's get back on topic.
Stupid Trump. Whatever.
We're changing our quiet little wrestling podcast into something even more that we don't want to even get into.
No, that's a complete maybe
if you're
24-hour topic.
If you're listening to this, Mr. Trump, get banned.
Oh geez, we're getting letters. There's letters. There's going to be emails. There's going to be texts. There's going to be hate.
They're going to be phone calls.
There's things going to be happening. They're going to shut down the podcast world because of you.
I hope Vince McMahon shaves off that horrible toupee you wear.
He doesn't have a toupee. Where did you get this craziness from? Just because Jesse the Body said it one time, everybody thinks he's got a toupee.
I didn't even know he said it, but
Hey.
now that he did say that, he validates what I'm saying.
Well, I mean, where else did you hear it?
I just, dude, look at his hair.
He shaved it. They cut it, remember? Billionaire versus billionaire.
No, I want Vince to shave Donald.
Oh.
You didn't hear me when I said it the first time?
No, I thought you said McMahon had a toupee.
No, Trump.
No.
Oh. All right, well, he's got a comb over, if anything. It's a comb over.
All right, let's get back
Anyways,
Sorry, people.
to get
Hey,
back on topic.
Actually, I do have a question. It's going back to the women's thing. You know, you're kind of critical on WWE showing, you know, basically the girls still in their trunks in a way and doing these kind of, what do you call it? These risque, I guess you could say. But then there's that one girl in Impact who did a whole striptease.
What the hell is Impact?
What the hell is Impact? That's not right. Scarlett Bordeaux.
I didn't even hear about it.
Yeah, she did a whole striptease, kind of like a lap dance in the middle of the ring on one of the Impact showings. It's getting a lot of hits on YouTube, along with Alexa Bliss, you know, turning around. But we're not critical of that. How come? We talk
critical of
about
it.
them putting out a bloody pad last week, and now we're talking about, you know, showing a little more skin.
If I would have known about it, I would have been critical of it.
But is it critical? People are not shaming it as much as you're shaming at WWE or
Because-
just WWE in general.
No, I would shame.
Isn't that a double standard in a sense?
I would shame the hell out of a TNA if I knew that was happening.
TNA? Who's TNA? It's Impact.
God, you say I can't even keep up with their names, man. What the hell's going on? The only reason why I will watch Impact is for Johnny Mundo or Johnny, whatever the hell his name is now, Johnny whatever, Johnny Impact.
Johnny Impact.
Yeah, what the hell, man? Like John Morrison, there we go, or John Hennigan, his government name.
His government name.
His government-
Oh gosh.
That's the only reason
Keyword.
why I will watch it. But other than that,
That-
like I don't know what channel was on. You no, just you know what? No Impact. Stop. I'm sorry. Am I crotchety tonight?
I don't know. You seem a little crotchety.
Maybe it's the drink. Is
Is it a crotchety drink?
That's what she said. It's a dark beer with coffee in it.
Shouldn't that wake you, or is that just making you even irritable?
I'm Hollywood, man. I don't know what the hell is going on.
I don't know what's going on either.
No one knows what's going on with Hollywood.
No one knows what's going on with Hollywood. So
I don't know. I'm just in a mood because the product I grew up with isn't my product anymore, and I'm just like a little hurt over it.
See,
well, all
but
right.
that's the problem.
Wait, are
is
you?
They've gone.
Go ahead.
That the problem is they've gone without any mainstream competition for so long that their product has gotten stale.
But there's
And
so
just
many,
now-
only so many stores you can do,
And I don't
and
give
different
a,
variations of
agreed.
it.
Agreed. The storylines are not the problem for me. The matches themselves sometimes fall flat, and the execution on why these matches are happening sometimes just fall flat. It's like, like with Braun Strowman, it's like, he destroyed the limo. Now you are I'm gonna cancel the match that you were promised because you destroyed a limo. I'm like, really? It's Braun Strowman. He destroys everything. He's flipped over ambulances and you did nothing to him. He's flipped over semis. You did nothing to him.
But it wasn't to the
threw
boss. He didn't do it to the boss. It's a different.
But
It's a different
he
take.
threw the what's it called? The railings on. He threw it on top of almost on top of the champion and Kane, and nothing was done to him. So it's kind of like.
he
You know
damn
that
near.
he
That's like
destroys.
manslaughter.
Exactly.
But
you
at
know
least-
he destroys stuff, so it's like, really? Now, I understand why they pulled him out of the match, but it's the way they executed it on TV. It's kind of like,
All right, but
really?
let's talk about this then. So you're all for story, but you need the story to make sense. New Japan,
Correct.
which I guess could be arguably the number 2 company right now, unless we see what AEW does. Doesn't do storylines like that. They
We've-
just do they do basic
we've
storylines.
discussed
They do, oh, I'm going to jump this guy, and now he's in the running for a title shot. That's the most basic storyline you could think of.
We've discussed this. Look at the story behind Tanahashi's revival and getting the championship, winning it from Kenny. Dude, that was a whole storyline, man. Can Tanahashi still do it? Is he too old?
But that's a story. That's a story told by commentators. That's a story told by.
No, they have a whole bunch of vignettes about it.
Right, but it's still a story. It's not a story that you know. First off, they're not doing a weekly show. One.
They don't need to.
Right, but in order for WWE to do what they do, they have to perform a weekly show, right? They have a contract to do a weekly show. They need to have stories. So you need to have something. They have time. Oh, Jericho jumps this guy at this point at this show. And then months will go by, and then Tanahashi or whoever the other guy was going to jump Jericho. You know? And now you got Jericho retaliating at a thing. And it's just beating each other up. The same thing with the guy who won. What is it, Tanahashi? Is that what you said?
Yeah, Hiroshi Tanahashi.
Right, yeah. Tanahashi, but he won the G1, right?
Yeah.
So it's a long tournament that's telling a story. Can he still do it through the whole G1 tournament? He finally gets the briefcase. Now he has to defend that briefcase because everybody say he doesn't have it. I'm going to get the briefcase. So you got a built-in story that's built on that you could tell the same story next year or this year with a different person in the G1.
All right, I'm going to counter that with this point, sir. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right. I was going to do the whole Triple H.
I know. I was waiting for it.
But all right, NXT. Not everybody is on the show every week, but yet their storylines take months to unravel, and it works. So why can't the main roster do that?
Because the main roster doesn't have an hour; they have 3 to fill. That's basically it.
SmackDown can do it if they really wanted to.
SmackDown does a better job. They
Exactly.
don't.
Correct.
They do a better job. But a 3-hour Raw, you have to. You could. How much can you put in? You have to put in as
there are
much as you
ways.
can.
Look, okay, if you wanted to do it, this is what I suggest. This is the Hollywood booking of the week. This is what you do. So, who cares about the entrances, right? The entrances are mainly for the people in the crowd. They get into it, they get involved, whatever. Don't show me like 3 or 4 minutes of entrances. Go to a commercial break, come back from the commercial break, and the music's still playing. Like, no, that makes no sense. Like, if you're gonna do that, show like one person entering the ring, whatever, say, we'll be right back. Show the other person's entrance while the commercial's playing. Have the match start right when you come back from commercial break. So they have time cues and stuff like that. Like, there's so many different production techniques they can use to make the show better. Like, why would you cut to an interview in the middle of a match? Like what happened with Revival and Lucha House Party. Like, that's so disrespectful. And the McMahons are not the saviors of wrestling. I'm sorry to tell you, like, putting Vince on TV or Shane doesn't automatically mean ratings. I think that's one of their problems too.
First off, them cutting into an interview in the middle of a match, they've always done that. Back in the 80s, they did that forever.
That's still disrespectful, though.
It's disrespectful. It's just if you're watching a 10, 15-minute match and they're doing a freaking headlock, I'll watch a freaking interview. And I like those interviews. I've been watching a lot of the old Royal Rumbles the last week, right? And they talk about what they're going to do in the Royal Rumble with all their weird characters, and it's a lot of fun. I kind of miss that aspect of it.
I don't know. We have to agree to disagree with this. We have different viewpoints on wrestling.
Maybe because I was an 80s person growing up and you weren't.
70s.
You're not that old, you crotchety
you
man.
you were in the 70s.
I didn't watch in the 70s, you mother...
Damn near by the time I was watching, you're already like in your 20s. What are you talking about?
Wow.
Okay. Look, I started in '84. Okay,
That's when I was born.
I
was born in my birthday's Tuesday. I was born in 1984.
Okay, well, I started WrestleMania 4 was my first WrestleMania. That's what I started at. That was my WrestleMania. Okay. Well, it was so that wasn't 84. That was what 80, 80. No, it wasn't freaking 83.
The first WrestleMania was in 83, wasn't
No, WrestleMania 4, you mungo.
Oh, I thought you
So
said
it's like 88 or 87.
84. No, sorry. WrestleMania 4 was in 88.
Okay, so that's when I started, 88. Jesus Christ.
Because WrestleMania 6 is when Hogan lost to Warrior. Now it's 1990.
All right. So I was WrestleMania 4. That was my That was my first exposure to wrestling. Okay, Million Dollar Man was the best freaking heel in the world, and Macho Man was the best thing. I didn't even like Hogan at the time until later on when I started watching.
I always hated Hogan until he turned to Hollywood.
Well, no, I was okay. I wasn't the biggest Hogan fan. I was more Macho Man at the time, and then when Warrior came around, I was Warrior. But and then Hart, and then Michaels, and so on and so forth. But that era was totally different too. You know what I mean? They did the cuts in the middle, right? They did those elaborate promos. It was more kid friendly. Why is that working then and nobody likes it now? Because it's not the kids that are dictating what's right or wrong, which is their biggest market. It's the people who are just being dicks in the middle of the freaking shows.
You wouldn't know why it's not working.
That's why they're throwing cinder blocks at each other to get a rise out of
That
it.
was damn stupid. That was so idiotic. Why the hell do you think throwing a brick at somebody?
These crazy flips where they flip each other and then knock themselves out in a freaking on a railing or whatever, you know?
All right, this is the simplest.
That's you, 1984 kids. That's given that problem.
No, this is it. This is why wrestling, I think, has so much of a disconnect in the modern era. And it's simple. If you look at the 80s, look at the personalities. Just the personalities. Piper, Hogan, Savage, DiBiase. Perfect. Like Rude. Look at Flair, damn near. Ole and Arn. Look at Dusty. Look at those personalities. Those personalities are larger than life. They believed in who they were. They exuded who they were, and when you watch them on TV, like, you believed in who they were. Like, me being 34 years old, watching something from 1986, I'm looking at Dusty Rhodes, and I'm like, I believe that's who he thinks he is. And I'm watching Ric Flair. Like, there's no acting in the world that can make you believe more than what Ric Flair did on the screen. Like, you know that's his gimmick, right? Switch to the modern era. You watch these people, and you can't believe that that's who they think they are. You go to Twitter, you go to Instagram, and then there's a total disconnect from what they are on TV. Like, there's no personality anymore.
See, that's the problem. Is we are living in a technology era, in a social media era, where their characters are not as guarded as they were back then. Where, what's his name? Undertaker would never break character. So you would always think that Undertaker was Undertaker. There was no Holloway whatsoever. That person does not exist. Now
That's not true. When he came to my Fridays when I was working there and had a Jack Daniel's chicken, I was like, hey, I thought he was gonna I thought I'd just have to take the raw chicken out to him and he would electrocute it, but it didn't happen that way.
I thought that was The Rock.
It was actually it was Kane, Undertaker, and then The Rock was at Cheesecake Factory.
Oh shit! Like, how big is Taker and like up close?
Okay, I'll tell you how the story went. First off, I am a manager at a Fridays because, as we already established, I'm old as fucking dirt. Okay.
I didn't say it this time.
You were apparently you were born in the 60s.
Apparently,
and
I was
you watched
born in the
wrestling
60s, right? I
70s.
was watching wrestling in 1974.
Was you born in '75?
I was born in 75, but I wasn't watching wrestling in 75.
Okay.
You were watching it in 74.
Apparently, that's what he said. But anyway, here's the thing.
Wait, so you're magic.
So I go, I'm managing this restaurant, a TGI Fridays, okay? I get the server come in, and he's freaked out, and he says, dude, there's this guy at the front. He's really scary looking, right? I think he wants a seat. You want to go see where he wants to sit? I said, all right, I'll go out there, right? I'm like, how scary could this guy be? All right, as you walk to the front of the frickin' Fridays, a huge 6-foot whatever guy, all tatted up, is there with long-ass hair, and his buddy, who looks bigger than him, like a thick brick house with long hair. You look at him.
Badass or regular Undertaker?
This was, well, Kane was there. He still had his long hair, so he wasn't even bald yet. So this was around that time. There was a Gold's Gym across the way. That's the reason why they were there, because they worked out, and I guess they came to eat. And we were right across the street. So as I go there, I'm thinking, oh, my God, this is a huge-ass biker guy. Right? He turns around. I realize who this is. Of course, I have one of those moments that just went, oh, shit, oh, shit, oh, shit. Right? This is The Undertaker. He asked me a question which I did not answer because I was still thinking in my head, oh, shit, oh, shit, oh, shit. Right? And then I took him to the table. Then other people realized who he was and then tried to get autographs and pictures, which I did not because I was trying to respect the man was trying to eat. Now, the fact that he had like 2 damn chickens was amazing, where The Rock had like a Cheesecake Factory, had like two plates that are huge as well, right? So that's my Undertaker story because the guy is huge. And
But
you
Kane's bigger, right?
Huh? Kane's huge. Kane, at that time, Kane was like thick, you know? He was thicker. Same height and everything. But yeah, that kills your illusion. And like Ralph's saying, in this time, you can't get away with being that type of character unless you shut yourself away from all social media or you're consistently that character
But see,
all the time, like Tommaso Ciampa. Tommaso
Ciampa's
Ciampa
amazing.
is roasting people on his Twitter every day.
he's the best heel, I think, right
And
now. in
Becky started doing the same thing, which then got her in trouble with frickin' Road Warrior Animal.
wrestling. He's an idiot. That dumbass.
I don't think he's an idiot or a dumbass. I think what happened is that somebody said something to Becky. Becky responded to that, not knowing the whole story and how much he did praise her. And then they had this back and forth.
But see, sirs, I understand your viewpoints, but that's not necessarily where I was going.
And all those people that you called in the 80s,
damn, just cut me off. Sorry,
I'm just saying, they played hard, dude. They are all, most of them that you list are pretty much dead because of drugs.
Fuck. Wow. Holy shit.
Or they had heart problems later on because they beat up their bodies and used up.
All right, but that's not what I'm saying is this. Like, you can have your social media, because, like, at the end of the day, you know that it's not real, right?
Right. So
Correct.
why?
But
William
this is my
2020.
point. Exactly,
There he
goddamn
is.
William 2020. But if you look at the TV, right? Like, just if you watch TV and somebody comes on your screen and they don't have a personality, that's what I'm saying. Like, none of the personalities are larger than life. None of the personalities are just like, wow, that person makes me want to watch. Everything just seems to be cookie cutter. Everything seems to be the same. Everything is 50-50. Nothing really stands out and makes you go, oh, wow, that guy is interesting. You know what I'm saying? Like, the closest thing to it, I think, is maybe Undertaker still, even though he's never there. But, like, if you watch him, it's like he makes you pay attention. I'm not sure if it's nostalgia or what, but even Cena now. Cena kind of, like, you know, phones it in. Michaels makes me believe what he's saying. Triple H makes me believe what he's saying. Tommaso Ciampa definitely. I'm like, well, I'm watching Ciampa. I'm like, this dude, like, Velveteen Dream. It's like
There you go.
they have
Velveteen
personality.
Dream. There's
That-
a
I don't-
larger-than-life character.
Yeah, he makes me
Yeah.
think like this dude's really like that in real life. Like even though I know he's not, he makes me think he is, and it's just like there's just no personalities
And he
anymore.
doesn't acknowledge Patrick Clark.
Who the hell is Patrick Clark?
That's
I don't
what
know
he
who that
says every time.
is.
Who
Like,
the hell's
you can
Patrick?
see the point I'm saying, right? Like these people that they make me believe, and no, I mean I don't see that anymore. Like nobody makes me believe.
So, but okay, fine. But do you think that if you were going to start over with the Undertaker gimmick, that it would play off now in this time?
Yeah, it will work. If the Demon Finn Balor works, then
A demon
old
Finn
school-
Balor works because he pulls it out every once in a while, which is another Brazzers quote. But
guys
that's
are
the
so
thing.
wrong.
He brings that out every once in a while. He doesn't do it consistently. Undertaker is a consistent character that does consistent things.
When he was on SmackDown consistently, like you still believe like that's the
Did you say
Undertaker.
consistently?
No, I said consistently. Listen to the
Yeah, but
tape.
he was the American badass.
No, I'm talking about when he came back and he was the world champion on SmackDown back when Batista and Edge were around, you know?
Oh, okay. I'll give you that.
Like he came out, it was like, oh shit, here comes the Undertaker, you know?
I understand what you're saying. But
I'm just old and crotchety, I'm sorry.
yeah, but you're not incorrect. But I also think that you got to think, just as Ralph said, that what era we're living in and what we're social media era. Unless you decide that you're not going to be a social media person and promote yourself or
Storm.
promote your brand. Hey, the Young Bucks, what character are they? Let's go with that. They're the Young Bucks. Do they have a character? Why do they have
They're the best tag
danglies
team
all
in the
over
world.
themselves? Huh?
They're the best tag team in the world.
Why do they have little
their gimmick.
streamers on their boots? Are they considered rock and roll? Are they copying all the old, this? I mean, what exactly are they? They're just a
They're-
tag team. They're two brothers that formed a tag team,
They're
right?
copying Big Ralph Saturday night, 8 o'clock, when he goes out to the dancing establishment that we won't name, and they're copying his gimmick.
You could name it. I'm not
I-
ashamed of it.
I refuse. I don't want to put you out there like that.
His wife doesn't listen to this. Same as my wife doesn't listen to this.
No, your wife listens, and then she gives you and then she criticizes you afterwards. Like, you talk so much. shit.
Listen,
Your wife.
listen.
The difference is your wife listens while we're recording.
While we're recording and after I'm done, the quote will be, "You guys talk a lot of bullshit."
That's why we
She's
need
not
to get.
wrong.
We need, we
She's
need
not
to
wrong
get.
at all.
We need to get your wife. We need to get Ralph's wife. I could pretend to have a girlfriend. Like we need to have them on the podcast because I think your wife Joe talking on the mic. Oh, that's gold. That's fucking
You think
gold.
that's gold?
You could tell her I said that too. I think your wife just going off on stuff that she deals with. I think, dude.
I think we'll try to get that. I'll try to record that one day. I have to get her.
Because you know it. You know that's gold, right?
Oh, I know. No.
Because I've heard your wife talk shit, and that's
Oh.
I'm like, please continue.
If anyone can knock me down 20 pegs and one word, it'll be her. Pretty much. I could talk so much crap on here and be like insulting, but the minute she says it, I'm just done.
That's it.
It's over.
It's the power of the wife.
Hell yeah. Well,
Like Mama's the Merlot. Like, no, we need to get her, man. I'm telling you.
all right. Well, I'm out of topics. You guys got anything else?
Shit. Do you have anything, Ralph?
Thinking. I know there was something I wanted to say, and now I'm blanking out.
You're right, Ralph. We do talk a lot. I'm sorry.
Well, before now that Ralph is blanking out, and before Hollywood decides to black out because of all the drink he's had, if you'd like to comment on anything that you see on it that we talked about today, please let us know and comment on our Facebook page, our Twitter account, and our Instagram. That's Smarks and Smarks under everything. We're also part of the Unique Geek Network. That's You Geekly. You can find that and this podcast on that station or that website as ugeekly.com.
Do I
That's
sound inebriated?
UGEKLY. What?
Do I sound inebriated?
No, I'm just messing around.
Oh, because I'm like, damn, I only had one shit. Yo.
Yo.
If you're listening, man, we did Superman vs. Goku this weekend. That
Oh,
should be
that's
up.
right.
That should be up sometime next week. If you have any ideas of what we should do next, I'm thinking either Sasuke or Kakashi versus somebody from Marvel or DC. We're doing some good stuff. Our Discord's up. We got some conversations going on. Yeah, man. You Geekly is trying to like expand, so we would love to have you along for the ride. You know, not Braziers style like Joe. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, please. Let us know what you think. Let us know if any content you'd like us to do. And again, you can also reply to our board, which we have a communication board on our website with that is geekly.com. That's UGEEKLY. We let all and everyone come in and give their opinion. If you like any type of thing, we are all there to support you. We're about positivity and not negativity.
It's a new day. Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. And that's it for us. My name's Jose Sands. I'm here with
Hollywood taking my last hit because my beer's gone.
yeah, who will now black out, and
Big Ralph.
Big Ralph saying, "See you next time."
Hold on. Bye.
Sayonara.
And if you're not down with that, good